Team ban.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the GGuard challenge. It's game 2 between said GGuard and Aces. Game 1 was a huge mess for GGuard, but they actually drew the win in the end, and a win is a win. That's all that matters. We'll see if Nvidia Aces can bring it back in 2 consecutive games and win their $500 cash money, or we'll see if GGuard can hold on to that for a later date. I'm Mikelorus, one of your casters. Danelie is here as well, and that game was maybe a little bit interesting. Maybe GGuard just riding a little bit high on overconfidence.
Yeah, I think that was, I don't want to say the downfall of GGuard, but I feel like that's what pretty much extended the game for them. They could have effectively finished that game a lot earlier than it actually happened, but they gave a couple of crucial kills to Aces. Aces suddenly having a chance and having those redemption kills, managing to secure themselves some really nice farm, was suddenly a threat to GGuard. But in the end, though, they do take the first series of the game. So GGuard in a relatively safe position, just needing another win, whereas Aces, if they want to grab that $500, they're going to somehow have to scrape together 2 wins right off the back of that first loss. But we've got some very strong picks. 3 of these heroes were picked as either first or second in the last game. We're going to see Axe, Queen of Pain, and Witch Doctor again this game, except we're going to have the Queen of Pain this time on the side of GGuard, whereas Aces, they picked themselves up the Axe, followed by a Lion support. So already some solid picks coming out from both teams.
Yamate, Queen of Pain, is definitely something to be afraid of. Maybe a little bit less so than the Shadow Fiend of Legend, but Queen of Pain is, you know, not too far behind that, together with that Witch Doctor. Is that exactly how Aces? No, it's not. They had it on different teams, but it seems very similar. Axe and Lion now for Aces, and Lion, I believe, was completely ignored in the last game. So, yeah, this is, you know, pretty powerful start, pretty mixed start for both sides. I don't really think anyone should be too surprised at this, with the exception being that Sniper is still in the pool with Batrider, Storm Spirit, and Io already banned out. So if Aces don't ban out that hero, they can just freely give it to GGuard. Maybe they won't want it because, well, Sniper usually goes towards mid, and Yamate's mid player, and he plays Queen of Pain, so that might be a little bit awkward there. But Sniper has so much protection already. If GGuard ban out Clockwork and somehow grab Sniper, Aces will struggle so hard to deal with that hero.
Unless they draft around the Sniper pick, we never really know. Because, yeah, Sniper's a very strong hero, but there's also, you got to take into consideration that Sniper's still a squishy hero. He's still very easy to gank if you want to go in that direction. No ban coming out from Aces, so he will be available unless GGuard ban it out themselves, if they don't want to pick up the Sniper and they want to go for something else. But I don't feel like Sniper's as strong as we like to mention it. If you draft around the Sniper, then great. Yeah, you're going to have a powerhouse sitting in the back lanes. But
do they even have to, though? Like, the only reason you draft around Sniper is because you have threats. Like, you have Batriders as a threat, you have Blinkers, but Aces, they have an Axe and that's it. Like, if GGuard decide to grab a Sniper right now, they don't have to get any of those protection skills up because there is going to be no threat on that Sniper right now. And unless Aces want to go really deep in, like, an Ember Spirit or, like, a Weaver or something like that, there most likely won't be for Aces.
Yeah, if we knew what Aces plays for heroes, then we could read deeper into this. Maybe they do play something like a Weaver or Ember Spirit. I've seen a lot of Ember Spirit's bans in C. He never gets picked up, so it's really sad for me. I miss watching Ember Spirit. I saw some stats actually for Ember, and apparently Ember Spirits are doing pretty bad. It's, I think, 1 to 17. This is top tier Dota. Keep in mind, this is like stuff that's happening at, I think, Red Bull. But yeah, Ember Spirit, the hero in general, you'd think he'd be a powerhouse, but he's been doing really badly lately.
Yeah, you just need the right situation for him. I think
yeah.
Well, GGuard right now aren't going to pick it up versus Lion. You don't want to be doing that. That's just way too messy there. It's going to be a shaker for GGuard. They're trying their best to, you know, develop anti-sniper tech right now, and GGuard just doesn't strike me as a team that would be willing to run sniper. It would probably be on Ben, but Yamate typically likes to play more high-impact heroes, more of that playmaker role with the Queen of Pains, with the Linas and the Pucks and those types of heroes. So they are going to try to counter the sniper as best they can. For Aces right now, there's no real reason to not grab it unless they want to grab a Viper instead. Okay, maybe we're just not going to see a sniper at all. Maybe I'm just completely wrong.
We may see him last picked. If no one touches him right now and nobody bans him out during the second phase, he could be a last pick, and it could be a bit of a surprise pick for either teams. Although I feel like GGuard, they're well equipped to really deal with the sniper. Not so much with aces, because they draft this Viper, and this looks like it's going to be a mid Viper. And let's be honest, Vipers never go for anything like a Blink Dagger or a 4-star, so there's no way for him to really wriggle his way into the backlines where that sniper is. So maybe GGuard, they could be holding this sniper as a last pick, or maybe we're just putting too much emphasis on the sniper and both teams just have a plan already in mind. But this Viper means that Aces, they've already got 2 very tanky heroes, and that means that the Queen of Pain, I don't want to say she's going to lose her effectiveness because she can't burst these 2 heroes down. She still can soften them up, but we've already got some pretty good frontline heroes for Aces.
Yeah, and this is mostly just Aces trying to tend to their lanes. Yamate in the last game, got off to a pretty good start, and well, Viper versus the Queen of Pain is a pretty nice lane for the Viper. It's one of the few where Queen of Pain isn't going to be completely demolishing her lane opponent. So if you can get that situation for Aces, then you're going to be golden. But GGuard,
hello,
leave the sniper in the pool long enough, someone's going to grab him. And it was just a matter of time, really. GGuard do have a decent amount of protection. Sniper, Earthshaker, a pretty sweet combo there. Aces grab one of the few really great anti-sniper heroes left in the pool. They're still lacking a support, and with Earthshaker already out, there aren't many that supports that are actually good at dealing with the sniper. So Aces, they're going to have to get a fast Blink Dagger and Axe and or put a lot of pressure on the sniper in the early stages to prevent him from growing into a threat. But with Earthshaker and Witch Doctor, 2 of the more defensive-oriented supports, it will be very hard for Aces to apply steady pressure to that sniper.
Yeah, definitely. I believe in this Slark. I've seen so many times, I think before Slark as a hero that just fell off in terms of popularity with the rise of Sniper, I've seen Slarks go for those awesome plays where they just somehow sneak into the backline and just pick off the sniper. And what can Sniper do against the Slarks? Snipers very rarely pick up anything like a Blink Dagger or Yule, so there's very little that he can do to protect himself. Earthshaker and Witch Doctor, they've got to pretty much commit their entire lives to keeping that sniper alive. They have very good defensive heroes. Earthshaker, though, he's going to be the only one that can keep that Slark locked down once he's gone into the Shadow Dance, just because they don't really have too much AoE, or they can just go for the complete counterplays with the Bloodseeker. I've seen Yamate Bloodseeker before, unless it's the Winter. No, it has to be Yamate Bloodseeker. This is probably going to be an offlane Winter Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I don't really think offlane Bloodseeker is a thing. They can maybe run dual lanes for GGuard. We've been seeing a lot more of those dual lanes recently, but dual laning it up versus an Axe versus a Viper can be very dangerous. It's a Bloodseeker for GGuard, and it is still kind of hard to get a read on how powerful this hero is. Sometimes he does well, sometimes he just doesn't do anything. Rupture looks like it's going to be a pretty mediocre tool in this game. It's always going to be fine, but Viper and Axe, if they can't move, they just turn around and fight to the death, and they'll probably put a lot of damage onto the GGuard side before they do go down. Lion, Slark, maybe a little bit not as much, but for GGuard, this is supposed to be like their frontline pick. This is supposed to be their initiator. This is where they would rather have a Clockwork probably over this Bloodseeker. And Bloodseeker can't really do comparable things to those other heroes. I think like if they grabbed a Centaur or something, I'd be a little bit more on board with this. But Bloodseeker, I mean, I love the hero. I love seeing him picked up because he's so rare, but I don't know if he's going to do much, especially now up against an Omni Knight.
These last 2 picks, they've been wonderful for me. Just seeing these uncharacteristic heroes just because they're not that popular in the meta just suddenly rise up because the situation arises. But an Omni Knight this game, I have no issues with this Omni Knight because when the Omni Knight just pops his ultimate, that's going to be no physical damage coming in the way of the Sniper, the Witch Doctor, and the Bloodseeker. You've got the Repel, so any sort of magical burst coming in the way of the Slark, completely negated. They can even use it on the Axe, so that the Earthshaker and the Witch Doctor can't lock him down. So if Aces can execute this Omni Knight, I feel like they can wreck GGuard's draft, because they're all super squishy. The Bloodseeker, who's supposed to be their frontliner, he's not very tanky. He's an agility-based hero. He does not really benefit from strength gain unless he's just going to be there for the, I guess, run-in, Rupture, Silence, that's it. Maybe throw the Blood Rage onto the Sniper for some extra damage, but I feel like GGuard, because they decided to counteract the Slark, Aces with the final pick Omni Knight really catching them off guard. Omni Knight still does exist as a
Yeah.
hero.
I think he does, although sometimes I'm not entirely convinced. Omni Knight
Yeah.
looking to go with the Axe right now in a very similar lane that we saw from GGuard in the last game, where it was the Witch Doctor Axe, pretty much heal plus Axe is a decent lane. It's going to be a very messy lane for them, however, because on the GGuard side, they're going to put Net on the Shaker this time. Ling is once again on the Witch Doctor, Ben on the Sniper. And just Sniper versus those two heroes is going to make things very difficult. Constant chip damage that they have no answer to. Yamsai will be playing the Bloodseeker mid, and Winter is on the Queen of Pain up towards top. But this bottom lane for Aces, it's going to be chipped down forever. And the cask from Witch Doctor is going to be so hard for Aces to deal with. They really just don't want to have Repel up all the time, but they kind of have to.
Yeah. It's going to put pressure on Aces. We'll see how it executes for the moment for them. For our Vietnamese squad, though, we have Aces in Nvidia up top on our line. We're going to have one day towards the middle lane. We've got 3 on our Slark. We've got Different Heaven, a stand-in, I believe, playing for Aces. He's going to be handling our Viper. We have Secret on our Oni Knight, rotating into the mid lane just to go for that creep block for the Viper. Whereas down bottom, finally, we've got Red, who's going to be playing our big red axe. What a name.
So fitting. I love it when heroes and players' names line up. It'll be a little bit harder for GGuard, although putting Winter on like a CM, though it's not really in his role in the team, super consistent and points for flavor. So this Queen of Pain is going to go up against a Slark and a Lion. This is not going to be a fun lane for Winter. Once Lion gets to level 3, Spike Hex into a Pounce in, just the burst damage alone should be close to enough to killing off this Queen of Pain. And if it doesn't, she blinks out and she's really roughed up. It's still a fine engagement there. But over towards the bottom lane, Red going to get double layered shrapnel. Unfortunately, the Fissure not going to work out for them. Axe probably would have survived that anyway, even if the Fissure was slightly in a better position. But still, this bottom lane, that's just a taste of things to come for this Aces team. Never-ending chip damage, and this Omni Knight only has so much mana to sustain.
He's opted for the first point into Purification. I feel like he's actually just put this point to the heal, not just to heal the axe, but hoping that Red can go for a very clutch call counter heal, getting very lucky with the counter helixes, and then hoping that they could burst somebody down with the heal. He's not level 2 yet though, so that's not really going to be happening anytime soon, but yeah, the heal could just be there to keep Red sustained in the lane. He's not got that much regen. He's putting everything towards those Tranquil Boots that are coming up very soon. So once the Tranquil Boots come online, Secret can be a little bit more I don't know what to say now. A little bit more God, English.
Mana expenditure.
I guess so. Just
there we go.
A budget mana man.
Well,
whatever it is.
I think this skill build, and also to a lesser extent this Omni Knight pick, was kind of Aces assuming Horsefall Winter is going to take a beating up towards top. He will get a blink out there. We'll be just fine. Over towards mid, Viper. He's dropping low, got hit with the Silent Circle, but I think these picks from Aces, and to a lesser extent the selection of skills, is kind of a side effect of them thinking that the Bloodseeker is going to be the third hero in this defensive tri-lane, and they expected the Sniper to be over in mid, because Omni Knight, the offensive power of Purification, it's substantial, but not up against a Sniper, because you'll never be able to get close enough, especially when you only have an Axe to help you out. They need to be going up against someone melee. That's where Net has to be a little bit careful, but Net is double damage rune. He's more than okay with hitting very slowly yet very hard, especially with the Fissure walling off Red, but Winter draws first blood up towards top. Really, Red is going to die as well. Purify can keep him alive, but it's only level 1 skill. They will take 2 kills overall. I have no idea what happened up towards top lane. Winter should not be killing anyone up here, but a 2-0 very early start for GGuard.
Yeah, but Winter's literally drawn completely out of mana, so he pretty much blew everything to getting that Lion kill. And when you're soloing an off lane as a Queen of Pain, you get a solo kill, that's going to boost whatever you're getting even quicker. He's got a bottle all of a sudden 3 minutes in the off lane. You should never get a bottle that quickly, even though you're committing all of your farm into it. That should be coming in about 5 to 6 minutes, but no, that kill, all of a sudden giving Winter that bottle, he's never going to leave this lane. And this Lion, he could potentially become food the higher level Winter gets as his Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain, very bursty hero, and when you're running a Lion, yes, you have lots of disables, but look at his HP pool, 473, but 3. Going to be throwing a little bit of aggression. The Earth Spike not going to connect onto Winter, so that's going to be our Queen of Pain. Back behind the tower, going to bottle up again, and he's going to be back in that lane.
She's doing just fine. The Queen of Pain is still potentially in a little bit of trouble, but look at the Axe. He's abandoned the bottom lane, and that's fine and everything, but now you also have the Omni Knight who's awkwardly stuck down here. Offlane Omni Knight, not really a thing. Like, you could put him there just to get a little bit of experience for short bursts, but Ben is going to have a complete free roll down in this bottom lane. He could go 1v0, he could go 3v0, really doesn't matter. It'll allow GGuard to rotate out with his other heroes, or just rotate into the jungle, as Ling is doing right now, just to get some pulling going. So it's a phenomenal start for, at the very least, 2 of GGuard's heroes. They're leading the way in CS, and Winter is also going to get himself a free kill. They see the line with the Haste Rune. Yamate is still doing remarkably well versus this Viper. I don't know how he's doing this well, but he's somehow pretty much doubling up the Viper's CS. The lifesteal on the Bloodseeker is very nice, but it shouldn't be sustaining him through this much. Different Heaven should definitely be having a better time right now, yet Yamate now with backup behind him. At the same time, bottom lane, well, they're going to go for a little bit of aggressive play. Red has arrived from the jungle, slowed down Ben a little bit. Call is not leveled up, though, so the odds of them getting the kill, nil. And now over towards mid, Silent Circle with the Rupture. Different Heaven's going to get obliterated by this combo, and the Earthshaker will swoop in, steal the kill from Yamate, but it's a kill on the Viper nonetheless, and the bottom lane is not suffering because of the lack of Earthshaker. In fact, it's just as strong.
Yeah, Mark, these lanes for aces, you think it would go a lot better. Viper, one of the most dominant one-on-one mid heroes, and he's, I don't want to say he's losing to a Bloodseeker, but that's physically what's actually happening. Up top there, they will get a kill onto Winter, so it looks like Winter, unfortunately, overstaying it a little bit too long, and he will give a kill to the much-needed Lion. Lion actually needs quite a bit of gold. He died once, so he got his redemption kill. He's going to leave the lane with the sentry wards and continue on with his mission to supporting. This frees up the lane for Slark, so he's not going to have Winter there, just throwing out those harassment hits as well as potentially going for the dagger onto him. So that means that 3, he's farming away, getting his next item. Not too sure what he'll go for, if he's going to go for that Blink route or the Shadow Blade, which those 2 items are the most popular items to pick up on your slot. Probably not Shadow Blade this game, just because there's a Bloodseeker.
You might want to go a little bit greedy and go for a Midas, depending on how much pressure he's under in the next couple of minutes. Net is around with a Fissure, but killing off the Slark requires Burst, and that means Queen of Pain needs a Sonic Wave. I don't think they have anywhere close enough damage should she try to go in without that. So, Shaker up towards top lane, again, not really hurting them too much as it's over towards bottom. Red's going to get Maledicted and Assassinated. It's only a level 1 Maledict, and Secret is there with the heal. He has no Repel, though. That is not going to be relevant now, just because Red's not going to get hit too hard by that level 1 Maledict. But that's actually really, really weird to see, especially in a situation where you're going up against Sniper and Queen of Pain, where Degen Aura is most likely not going to do anything ever. Just decided to go for that over Repel. I feel like that's just 2 dead skill points spent by Secret.
I don't know. If you want to go this route, it's because, for example, GGuard is running a predominantly melee draft, and if they're trying to run away from aces and the Omni Knights nearby, I can see that being a hindrance. But there's just so much kite, so many tools that GGuard can use to kite the Omni Knight. Even though he has the repel, it means that Omni Knight is either repelling himself to get near the targets, or he's trying to repel his allies, but he's going to get stunned up and he won't even get anywhere near those heroes. So it's very interesting. I don't know how they're going to make it work, but at least I guess they've got good chasing potential with Secret now. It doesn't really give you too much.
Viper permaslow with Degen Aura is kind of oppressive, but when your Bloodseeker already has Phase Boots on the other end, plus the potential for even more movement speed when you're going up against a Queen of Pain, who will just have a free blink out of there, you have Shaker as a target, and you have Witch Doctor as a target, because Ben most likely should not be caught by that in the first place. So Degen, 2 points so far wasted. I guess Repel wouldn't have done anything anyway, since he just didn't find himself in a position to use the Repel yet, so it's not necessarily wasted skill points, it's just kind of dormant skill points. But down towards bottom lane, while Aces have 3 heroes up towards top, Yamate is going to arrive, and they'll clean out this tier 1 tower. Silent Circle plus Shrapnel going to wipe out the creep wave. Here comes Red, but if he gets ruptured, he is not in a good position right now. He will need TP support. They'll take out the tower for free, and they'll just be happy with that. Winter rotating over towards mid lane, going to give Net the free top lane, just for a little bit of experience. Slark is enough to push out this Earthshaker, should the Shaker get a little bit too overconfident, but it's already a free tower for GGuard, and they're already sitting at a pretty nice advantage in this game, 2,000 plus, and steadily climbing for them.
Yeah, net worth wise, they've got two of the highest net worth heroes in the game. They got 4K on the Bloodseeker and 3.7 on the Sniper. The closest hero on Aces to even, we could say, fall even with them is the Slark, but he's underneath those two heroes, and he's not really going to be able to farm that well. Slark is a hero. If you give him a Midas, yes, he will get that farm relatively quickly, but Slark, if you leave him in a, you could say a position 5 passive carry mode, he farms very slowly. He's not anything like a Medusa, he's not an anti-mage, he's not like that PA where they buy Battle Furies, or they have Cleave, or they have something to just split their attack speed and finish up those creep waves quickly. No. Slark is a carry where you have to be aggressive with him, so if you aren't getting kills with him, he's not going to be getting those items as quickly as he would like. Well, if you can grab objectives, that's cool too, but this game, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that with the Slark. 3, he's going to have to play aggressive with his team to get these items. So we'll see if it works out for the Slark. He's still farming away, but looks like he might be a target for this incoming gank coming out from Aces. They've got Rupture available, I believe. Yes, they do. But for the moment, though, 3, he's still feeling a little bit safe. He's going to back up because they do have vision of these heroes coming in just because of this Observer Ward here.
So GGuard, they walk in, they clean out the mid-tier 1. Really, they're able to get away with all these free pushes because they don't have to worry about too many Aces heroes. Omni Knight is a non-factor as far as offensive power is concerned. Lion is somewhat threatening, but only for disabling. Viper is the only real threat, and he's not even such a huge threat. Net is going to blow a smoke from the Ace's side, and Axe, I mean, he can in theory do a lot of damage, but he has level 3 in the Battle Hunger and no Blink Dagger, so this is going to be a less than ideal Axe game 3. Is he going to try to blindly jump across? He will, right into Net, however. He will miss the pounce. That means Net gets a free walk out of there. Yamate and Ling also going to re-arrive and look for initiation. Hidden positioning there from Aces. Slark is once again going to look for the pounce. However, he doesn't quite have it up. 3-man fissure is going to hit onto the Slark first of all. However, instantly he goes into the Shadow Dance. It's not really much spent there for GGuard, yet now they have a minute where the Slark is going to be very, very vulnerable. And Aces, they still want to make this defense because they can't really afford to concede away all their tier 1 towers without some sort of fight. But they're going into a level 7 Queen of Pain. They're going into a Shaker with Fissure ready and Bloodseeker. This is not an easy defense for them. It's slow and steady chip damage, and even if they don't get the tower, GGuard, Ben's down on the bottom lane farming it up. Has a Wraith Band incoming to him, I believe, and a Yasha completed. So it looks like it'll be a tower for free, and even Ben's going to come right back in one day. Going to look for the stun onto Net. Red gets a little bit close, but suddenly Rupture assassinates. Sonic Wave through as well, and he loses his head. Repel on the Slark is up, but he can do nothing but awkwardly watch. Silent Circle gets dropped, but now 5 heroes up on GGuard, and only 3 here from Aces because Viper, for some reason, is in mid. This tower is going to fall at the very least. They could even probably go for more if they really wanted to.
They really can, and what can Aces really do to prevent the push? They have very little. I don't even think they have any sort of wave clear aside from their Axe. They can't put their Slark in the front lines because that means he's going to be vulnerable. The Viper, single target hero, no sort of AoE, he can't do anything to clear the creep wave. So GGuard, they're just going to go straight for the T2 tower, and Aces, they thought they were safe, but all of a sudden they realized that they're going to be losing this T2 tower, and are they actually going to bring anybody in though? They're all just kind of grouping up in the middle lane. Are they going to go for a smoke? I don't even think they have a smoke. God, look at the farm on these heroes. Red, nowhere near a Blink Dagger, 12 minutes into the game, different heaven. He's sitting on 1.4k gold plus components for his mechanism. He's getting close, but it's not quite done yet. So all of a sudden, 2 free towers for GGuard and Aces. They get nothing out of it. They've had no T1 towers going in their way. And they're not even close to getting any of these towers. They're all relatively healthy. The weakest one is in the mid lane, but it's still above half HP. And Aces, they don't have the best pushing draft. So even if they win a fight, these towers are going to come pretty slowly.
One day, he's spotted by an Observer Ward right now. Fissure Assassinate, going to instantly kill him off. Now that's just got to feel bad. Here comes 3 and the rest of Aces, but they've already lost their Lion. They lack the disables to actually chase further for any of these kills because they only have 1 point in call from the Axe. They're going to lose their Vision Ward, which is inconvenient, but there's no Observer Ward being placed now by Aces. They rupture up the Viper. Fissure plus the Shrapnel. He's going to straight TP out of there. No more stuns, but enough damage for sure to kill off that Viper. Now into Secret they go. He's also going to try to TP out. No Fissure in time, no stuns in time. They're going to instead go settle for the Slark. No, they can't catch up to anyone. Stun a little bit light here on GGuard because Ling is down towards the bottom lane. But that's fine. It's still a free kill on the Viper and GGuard, slowing down the mech and, well, actually, Yes, completely. No. Mech is up on the Viper, so they haven't slowed it down. But still, they're delaying really the problem here. Yamate's going to get jumped by the Slark over in mid, but he is fast enough to get out of there. 3 also has to back off. Aces, they still have yet to actually do anything that favors them in this game. They're just falling behind and more behind as this game progresses, and a mech on Viper is not going to change that. They need a blink on Axe, but even then, like, ordinarily a blink on Axe is going to be how a team comes back. He doesn't have the call to actually complement that. So for Aces, they just have to put all shields up and hope that GGuard get into a very similar I'm going to throw the game state as we saw in the last game, but I don't really know if that's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to work this game because GGuard, this time they've got heroes that scale. And they all scale pretty well with items, whereas Aces, Viper falls off if he falls behind, Axe falls off if he falls behind, Omni Knight falls behind. There's pretty much every hero on the side of Aces, aside from the Slark. The Slark, he's going to be key this game. He needs to come online as soon as possible. He opted for a Blink Dagger this game, so the much safer option compared to the Shadow Blade. It means that he's going to have a little bit more ease when trying to land these pounces. The only problem is, though, when you try and pounce a target, if any GGuard heroes are nearby, 3 is very easy to kill. He is still sitting at 872 HP. Any sort of AoE that can clip the Slark will pretty much kill him at that point. So 3, if he wants to try and go for kills, he needs to go for those solo hero pickoffs. He can't afford to go for the Blink Pounce combo in the middle of potentially 3 to 4 GGuard heroes, because he's still very, very easy to take down. Even with the Repel, I believe.
And even if the Omni Knight had more levels, you would ideally want to have a repelled Slark, Blink, Pounce, and Pact just to do a lot of damage, and then Purify to finish the kill. But Purification is only level 2, so it's 180 pure damage. It's respectable, but 14 minutes in, it's just not going to be high enough to convincingly get those kills every single time. So this Slark is going to have to do some really big work with this Blink Dagger. And, I mean, they have the Blink Dagger, and they have a mech. Aces finally have some items with which to fight with, but for GGuard, they've gotten so many towers already, and just that sheer gold advantage is going to put them at a pretty nice advantage to take even more towers. They're going to mobilize down towards bottom. They have double Ogre Club coming out, 1 for Winter, 1 for Ben, Sanjayasha upcoming, and Agnes have dropped coming for the Queen of Pain. Rupture onto 3. He's stuck in the trees now. Into the Shadow Dance he goes, but there's so much blind AoE right now. He's going to get hit with everything, even though he's not targetable. It doesn't even matter. Slark, Blink Dagger, well, we saw how much use it actually provided. Now with the Slark dead, it's a giant green light for GGuard to move in and take this tier 2.
And what can Aces do? They can't defend it. They've got no wave clear. Everyone's in the middle lane. They know they can't defend it, so they're going to use this opportunity to try and farm up that Blink Dagger on red, which is getting close. But this is probably one of the latest Blink Daggers I've seen on Axes. He will get it very soon, probably at about 16 to 17 minutes, depending on whether he actually gets lucky with some of the creeps, I believe. Some creeps, some creeps are horrible, but he should get it with this jungle. But GGuard, they're playing safe. They just grabbed the tower. They're going to back up. They're going to grab the last mid T2 tower, and from that point on, that's when it's going to be the green light for them to go up onto the high ground. And Aces, it's going to be a high ground push. Oh, Slark.
He's spotted, but so is One Day. Blink forward, down, assassinate, point blank pretty much. And Winter, he blinked down, so he's going to have to wait a little bit to blink up. But Viper has no way to cancel that TP. They will shrapnel away the Slark, so no Blink Dagger there. Observer Ward pinged out by Aces. That's the only way they actually get that kill. GGuard is if they have vision up on high ground, but it's still a kill nonetheless. And their Shaker was in that fight. By the time Axe gets this Blink Dagger, which is right now, the Shaker will be very close. If GGuard somehow take this tier 2 tower for free, then Shaker counter initiation is going to be just as dangerous as the Axe's Blink Dagger, maybe even a little bit more so. And this tower looks like it will drop. They have Sanjayasha upcoming for Ben. It's up on Yamate already. And Winter, he's going to close in and help the team take out this tier 2. Aces, they're smoked up, looking for a call. Blink board call onto 4. Ace is going to come right into the sniper, but the Fissure's going to help him disengage. Echo Slam as well, going to instantly make it a 2-for-1. Silent Circle down. One Day dropping low. Yamate Rupture is going to help secure the kill on the line. 1 hit, 2 hit. Nope, there it is. Going to get a little bit of life for himself as he goes now towards the Viper. There's the Guardian Angel trying to keep this Viper alive. Fissure going to maybe wall him off. I think he could worm his way through there. Yamate dropping low, but he still should be just fine because Winter's working on Viper the entire time. The heal from Ling also sustaining them. Heal from Secret, though, going to keep the Viper alive. It's a 1 for 3. Yeah, GGuard lose their sniper, but that was the Blink Dagger Axe first usage, and it was nice to kill off the sniper and everything like that, but now GGuard are more prepared for that, so they won't be clumped up as 4 in the future.
It was such a good initiation for Aces. But what happens is they just don't have any follow-up damage with this. They've got a Lion. Yes, that is a single target Finger of Death. That's great. You've got an Omni Knight with level 3 Purification. I guess that's great, but they just don't have any sort of AoE to follow this up. If you had a Storm Spirit, if you had a Queen of Pain, any heroes with any sort of AoE damage to capitalize on the fact that they had that amazing blink call from the Axe, then the fight would have gone the way of Aces, but because they dropped these heroes, they just can't do it. And in the end, they only get 1 kill, which was, yes, the sniper, but they lose too many heroes in the process to really call it a win. Yeah, there is the comeback mechanism, but it's not going to help you in this situation. It's just, I don't know how Aces can come back. This game, it's looking like game 1, really.
So if it is like game 1, it's about time for GGuard to start suiciding a couple of their heroes, equalize the score a little bit just to give Aces a little bit of false hope, and then they win straight after. That's the game plan for GGuard, guys. You heard it here first. Got Aghanim Scepter up on the Queen of Pain, and it looks like Bloodseeker with that Blade of Alacrity is going to be going for a Diffusal Blade. Usually not an item you get on Bloodseeker, but it's okay on any agility hero, really. But really, it's for anti-Omni Knight. Get rid of the GA, get rid of the Repel, and you're good to go. They're going to smoke up as 4, leaving Ben out on the bottom lane. This was what GGuard did last game to end up, getting into a bad position, but they're going to rejoin the sniper in. They have Yamate leading the charge, lots of movement speed, 571 right now, and they will run to potentially Secret and Red. They do see the Omni Knight stun him up, and with this chain stun, they will kill off the Omni Knight without much of an issue. No, actually they won't. It'll be a little bit more of an issue, but they'll get the kill in the end. They also get the Rupture onto Different Heaven off to the side. Viper running through that like a champ. Might not be wanting to run anymore. They lose the Omni Knight for free, and GGuard take no losses in exchange. Just a little bit of pressure up on the tier 1, but it's a tier 1 tower that's even going to be defended. 3 suddenly has to get the hell out of here. He is going to pounce away, has a Blink Dagger out, but GGuard, they need to take a little bit more than just an Omni Knight kill if they're going to push up high ground. They need either a 2 kill, or they need the Aegis, or ideally both.
I feel like they could just go for the Aegis at this point. Aces, they can't really make any of those counterplays in the Roche Pit. They don't have a Death Ward, they don't have a Echo Slam. It's all on the side of GGuard. So yes, they could probably try and take the fight in the Roche, but oh my god, Sonic Wave in the middle lane just gonna blow up the Lion. So one day, certainly no day.
Rest in peace. Laying up towards the top might be a similar casualty. He lays the Maledict down. He's healing up with level 3. There's the Echo Slam from Net. Gonna slow down the Slark. Here comes Winter as well with the burst, and Ling's still surviving. They'll punch down the Slark with the Shaker. And Net coming in like an absolute hero, saving Ling's life, and Ling doesn't even repay him by letting the Earthshaker take the kill. What an evil person. But still, Witch Doctor gets to live, is still gonna continue farming up despite being at very, very low HP. He really wants his Aghanim Scepter, and he will most likely get it shortly. Aces, they're trying for these things, and it's nice and everything, but when your Slark can't even assassinate the enemy support, you know you're in trouble. Granted, Witch Doctor is very tanky, but that just is a testament to the situation that Aces are in right now. They can't get solo kills on the Slark, and well, that's always going to be a little bit concerning.
Well, you have to take into consideration this Witch Doctor is the exact same level as their Slark as well, so God, this is looking like a really rough game for Aces. Take a look at levels. You have to look at the levels, Mike. You're looking at level 7 Lion on the side of Aces. Very sad Lion game. Omni Knight's level 8, so he's not doing too badly, but the supports on the side of GGuard, you can say Net is struggling a little bit just because he's level 9, but he will get levels with the kills, whereas Aces, they're just dying so much and they're not feeling safe in their lanes that their supports are just going to fall further and further behind. Diffusal has been completed on your Bloodseeker, so that's going to be something to purge off a lot of these useful spells on the side of Aces. It's going to be annoying. They could also use this, if necessary, to purge off the Hex from the line if anyone on the side of GGuard's in trouble, but I feel that GGuard are in a position that they could just go completely on the aggressive. They don't have to go for defensive plays, because Aces, they're just so far behind. Red, they're going to go for the initiation, but where's the follow-up? Where's his team? Oh, they're just going to lose him at this point. Never mind. They do quite a bit of damage. They will get a slam dunk, though, onto the Bloodseeker, and they also get a counter kill onto the Earthshaker as well. Well, I thought that would turn out badly, but I think I jinxed it, Mike.
Purification level 4. Purification level 4 does
it.
pure damage, and also at the same time, Slark was going for the Witch Doctor kill without any sort of TP support. The Witch Doctor was just free food there. I'm not gonna say that I called it, but I totally called it. Yeah, okay, so GGuard end up losing 3 heroes. Still, much like in the last game, they're in a position where they're far enough ahead that they could absorb these losses and not be at too much of a disadvantage. I was just going to make a point about Secret's Omni-Knight play that was that his 2 points in Degen Aura has done literally nothing this entire game simply because he's never been close enough to use that offensively or defensively. So he could have had maxed out Repel by now. Just something to keep in mind for all you Omni-Knight players out there. Repel is really good. Just gonna let you guys know right now. Bottom lane tower pressured, but will be denied most likely by net. They're just trying to bait someone in to try to claim this right click. Witch Doctor will get the deny for sure now, and yeah, gold out of the pockets of Aces. When you're this far behind, a tower deny, that stings, man. It really, really does. But hell, Aces get something, and that's the first time in this game that Aces have actually took a decent engagement.
That was, I think, the only time that they took a decent engagement, Mike. The only time. But will they actually get a couple of more opportunities like that? I kind of feel like they will be able to, but they just have to find those openings. So if they can get a couple more fights like they did in the mid lane, then they can start accumulating those items and from there on, start being a threat. But I don't know. I feel like they're still a little irrelevant at this point. If GGuard just decide to group up as a team, then Aces, they can do very little unless somehow GGuard just manages to just screw up completely, just group up as 5 heroes around a rune or something, just have a little bit of a campfire and just get completely demolished. But I don't think that's going to happen. GGuard, they're on the offensive. They're going to bring everyone down the mid lane, and this T3 tower is going to be under siege very soon. How will Aces make the defense? I have no idea. I feel like their only chance at this point is they can't really stop the push. They just have to try and stop the heroes. Or in other words, just try and go for another initiation into those GGuard heroes. But actually, 3 gone really balls deep. Going to try and jump onto Ben's Finger of Death is all committed. They will get the kill, but unfortunately they lose the Omni-Knight in the backline. Now Yamate, they're going to be caught right in the middle of 2 heroes, but Edris, they're going to connect onto 3! 4 heroes down on the side of Aces, and there's a Slark left in the backlines. He will get a kill onto the Bloodseeker. Will he be able to get out there? I think a bit of misclick there from our Slark and complete team wipe on the side of Aces. 2 heroes were killed off on GGuard. It looked good for a while, but the counterplay is coming out from our Malaysian team, overwhelming the odds, and they will manage to take down this T3 tower uncontested unless they force out buybacks on the side of Aces, but they're kind of hanging on to them at this point.
The respawn timers are more on the low end, so Aces really don't want to buy back, since if they do, that is maybe going to defend the high ground, and if it doesn't, they just instantly lose the game because they lose so much gold. Lion, Omni-Knight are back up, but Winter working away with that double damage rune is going to clear that out. That fight for GGuard was actually really bad. Like, that fight could have gone so much better because Sniper had a BKB. He has a 10-second BKB charge. He was initiated upon by soft disable. It was the pounce from Slark. So he could have just popped the BKB and survived through the entire thing. But he didn't, and I don't know why. I don't know why you not pop a BKB there when a Slark is jumping on you, when the rest of the team clearly wants to go in on you. Ben conceded his life away, yet even despite that, the huge silent circle from Yamate and the Death Ward channel and the Echo Slam from net, it was enough to counteract that, the fact that Sniper did in fact just throw away his life. So for GGuard, that could have been even more decisive, and should the Sniper have survived that, or survived a little bit longer, they could be looking at a Rax advantage right now. So questionable plays coming out from GGuard, but still their advantage is substantial enough that they could absorb the loss and move on to an advantageous position. Another double damage rune on Winter? How the hell is he finding these runes? I don't know what Winter's doing, but hey, double damage rune seems good. They are not going to take much aside from that tier 3, but they crush a team fight, and they're going to get a lot more net worth on Yamate afterwards. He has 1,500 gold with the Diffusal Blade already completed. Can't really build up too much more after this, not with the gold that he has, but Aces, they are once again going to be on the back foot and in a position where they can't really go for many aggressive plays.
Oh, wow. We just see a Blink Dagger picked up on Link, so he's going to go for the Blink plays with that Death Ward. This is going to be interesting. There is going to be a smoke coming out from GGuard, and they want to try and grab some kills, but Aces, they're all clumped up in their base. The only hero out there is 3 on the Slark, and He's going to be pretty slippery, especially with Secret sitting in the backlines with the Omni Knight, but we'll see if the kill happens, never mind. Counter Smoke coming in the way of Aces. They're going to run into 4 heroes on the side of GGuard. Who's going to be the first one to go forward? There's going to be the Blink Call coming out from Red, but the Death Ward doing quite a bit of damage. And what is actually happening here? Yamate's still alive. Red is going to go down to the Death Ward, and 3, he's ruptured, he's silenced. He's going to go down to Winter in the backlines, though. What can the rest of the team do? Ben, though, he's going to take down Paul one day on the Lion. 3 heroes down, and Aces get nothing.
Echo Slam in the base now. They catch Secret and Different Heaven on the retreat. Cask bouncing through with the Maledict as well as Winter's damage. It looks like it'll be a full team wipe. Assassinate coming in. Not quite enough to kill off the Viper, but with the Rupture, I think they will do it in the end. Ling going to get dropped down to below half HP from 3's combo, but now he's stunned up by Net. And it's going to be a 6 kill for GGuard, a 6 for nil. Net Earthshaker play. Calling it right now, that was the play to win GGuard the game because he was in the perfect position right now. Even with like a kind of blind Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain, and even with like a, oh man, I was drawing on the map. Even with the positioning there from the GGuard side, they fissure, walling off the 2 heroes that got off the high ground, and walling back the Viper, the Lion, and the Omni Knight. Omni Knight tried to GA to help the allies that were on the other side of that wall, but that didn't even reach. So his ultimate, Omni Knight, did absolutely nothing because the heroes that were invulnerable were not taking damage in the first place. So GGuard essentially their Earthshaker play made that 5-on-5 fight or 4v5 fight for GGuard turn into a 4v2 and then a 4v2. And that's how you win the game. GGuard, they deliver with this Earthshaker yet again, and that's it. 28 minutes in, and it's going to be no Bugattis for Nvidia Aces. GGuard 2-0. Guys,
well, that's going to be another game.
Any final words?
Well, I'm very sure you just said everything that I really had to say. I feel like teams, they just have to show a little bit more respect to to Net's Earthshaker. We've seen it a lot, and we've seen it to great effect. It's phenomenal the way he plays the hero, just disconnecting heroes, reconnecting in the fights for his teammates. More respect, please. I'm pretty sure a lot of the teams that we'll be seeing in the future for the GGuard Challenge, we've got a couple more teams coming up next week. We've got a 2 or 3 day break because we're having a break now.
Right, so weekend, and then we start back up on Wednesday, where GGuard are going to be facing, in this order, 5 Eva, Signature Trust, Mineski, and MVP Phoenix. So yeah, this is an intense run, but GGuard so far only given away $500, so we'll see if they could hold on to the rest of their cash. Guys, for right now, we are done on this channel. A couple of our other casters, though, are going live for a little bit more in the way of Dota. We'll host you over in just a little bit. But for right now, guys, I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined by Danelie for this best of 3. Congratulations to GGuard. If you enjoyed the casting, be sure to hit that follow button. Get notified next time we go live with more GGuard or more of any other tournament. Follow us on Twitter. I'm Mikelorus. You can find me at Mikelorus. You can follow my co-caster at DaneLeeCasts. It's on the screen and it's in the title. It's frickin' everywhere. And we will see all of you guys next time. GG.